Since 1973, we've heard it in this room today, that abortion should be safe, legal, and rare. Well, out of those three words, the only thing I can think abortion is legal. It's not rare, with more than 55 million unborn children being aborted since 1973, and it's not safe. The CDC says that in 2009, the CDC said that more than 400 women have died because of it, as a result of a D&E abortion. The CDC also says that more than 40% of women who receive a D&E abortion have serious complications. Everything from lacerations of the cervix or uterus to infections to death. Death in the case in Chicago in 2009, where a young woman, 24 years old, Tanya Reeves, died just hours, 12 hours after having a D&E abortion procedure done. She bled to death because her uterus was perforated, because a D&E is a blind procedure. In 2002, a 25-year-old woman named Diana Lopez in a Los Angeles Planned Parenthood lost her life after her cervix was punctured and bled to death in a hospital 5 hours later. We can sit here and say that this bill is going to put women's lives at risk, and we do that every single time any type of restriction or regulation is tried to be placed on abortion procedures. In 2003, when President Bush signed the partial birth abortion ban, after being vetoed twice by the former President Clinton, people said, this is going to hurt women. This is going to take women's rights away. This is going to leave women without adequate health care, and women are going to die because they can't have a partial birth abortion. Not one time since 2003 has a woman died because she couldn't receive a partial birth abortion. Last year, we passed the 20-week pain-capable Unborn Child Protection Act. And we heard these same conversations. This is going to take women's health away. This is going to put women at risk. And not one time since last year have we heard that a woman's life has been lost because she could not receive an abortion after 20 weeks. My friend from the 36 compared a fetus to her hip replacement. The last time I checked, your hip doesn't have a heartbeat. It doesn't have fingernails. It doesn't have fingerprints. It doesn't have eyes. It doesn't have a beating heart. We are not talking about just another limb on our bodies. We're talking about a completely separate individual that has a right to life and should be protected, and that's why it's our business. It's been asked, it's been said that it's none of our business to get involved in women's health. Well, let me tell you, a fetus it's not just another part of a woman's body. It's a completely separate entity, and if you believe life is inherently valuable, then you believe that. I'm not going to sit here and say that any of my friends in this room, whether you vote for or against this bill, are pro-abortion. I don't think anybody but abortionists are pro-abortion. We all value life in all of its stages. And I'm asking you today to look at the humanity, not only of the fetus who's being ripped apart limb by limb, but even the risks that these procedures present to women. You know, I don't want to be too vulgar, but I do want to read something from a former abortionist who has since laid down his abortion tools. And it says, the toughest part of a D&E abortion is extracting the baby's head. The head of a baby that age is about the size of a large plum and is now free floating inside the uterine cavity. You can be pretty sure you have a hold of it if the sofa clamp is spread apart about as far as your fingers will allow. You will know you have it right when you crush down on the clamp and see the white gelatinous material coming through the cervix. That was the baby's brains. You can then extract the skull pieces. Many times a little face will come out and stare back at you. Congratulations, you have just successfully performed a second trimester suction D&E abortion. You just affirmed her right to choose in less than 15 minutes. 15 minutes, that's all it takes to rip a baby apart, a baby with a heartbeat, a baby with fingerprints, a baby with its own completely separate own set of DNA. And so I'm asking you, Mr. Speaker, and members of this body, to think very hard about the decision that we're making. And I would urge a green vote on this bill.